All right, so today we're diving into something that's, I don't know, it kind of turned my thinking upside down a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
And I think it might do the same for you.
Hmm.
It's this idea of a backwards goal.
Okay.
You ever heard of that?
I haven't.
So it's inspired by Stoic philosophy,
Right?
and particularly the teachings of Epictetus.
Okay.
And, we talk a lot about goals and how to achieve them
Yeah, we do.
and how to, kind of hack your way to success or freedom or happiness.
All right.
But this idea suggests that maybe we should actually focus on letting go of those desires entirely.
Whoa.
Like instead of chasing after them, we should kind of back away from them.
That's really interesting because it seems counterintuitive to everything that we're told.
Yeah, totally.
In a world where, we're constantly bombarded with messages of like achieve more, get more, do more.
Right.
This is like the complete opposite. It's
Okay.
like, what if the real key to progress isn't adding more, but actually subtracting? Like intentionally detaching from the very things that we think we need.
Yeah.
So if you're out there listening and you've ever felt like you're on this endless treadmill of wanting more,
Right.
this could be a really powerful shift in perspective.
Totally. And that's what we're going to dig into today.
Yeah.
We've been looking at some writings on Stoicism,
Okay.
and this idea really jumped out at us.
Yeah, for sure.
So to start with, Epictetus uses this really vivid metaphor
Okay.
about a slave who gains his freedom.
Right.
And, at first you think, okay, freedom,
Yeah.
that's it, that's the happy ending.
Yeah, you'd think that's the ultimate goal.
Right.
Like you've made it.
Yeah, you're free, you're done.
You're good.
But here's the thing.
What's that?
This newly freed person doesn't just suddenly exist in this state of blissful liberation.
Yeah.
They immediately start looking for new things to attach themselves to.
Oh, I see.
A job, money status.
Right. The things we all strive for.
Yeah, right. They maybe even try to get close to those in power. Like maybe get in good with the emperor or something.
Trying to climb the social ladder.
Yeah, exactly.
So even though they are physically free,
Yeah,
they're still kind of trapped.
right. And so the idea is that with each one of these steps forward, getting the job, getting the money, they actually become bound by these new dependencies.
It's like they traded one set of chains for another.
Yeah, exactly. So like the need to please their employer,
Right.
the worry about financial security.
The pressure to maintain that status.
Right. And it makes you think about your own ambitions, right?
Yeah, totally.
Like that promotion you're working towards.
Mhm.
Does it really come with more freedom?
Or just a different set of responsibilities.
Yeah, or like that level of wealth that you dream of.
Hmm.
Is it actually going to liberate you or just create a whole new set of problems?
Yeah, more to worry about.
Right, because now you have to manage all that money and all that comes with it. So the point isn't just that freedom is good and material possessions are bad.
Right.
It's that the very mindset of chasing freedom through external achievements is what keeps us trapped.
Ah, I see.
And the article we were looking at had this great quote from Epictetus.
Oh, yeah. What was it?
He said, freedom is not achieved by satisfying desire, but by eliminating it.
Wow.
That one really hit me.
Yeah, it's powerful.
Because, we're so conditioned to think the exact opposite.
Totally. Like fulfill your desires,
Yeah,
chase your dreams, and you'll be happy.
exactly.
But this is saying something different.
Yeah, it's saying that those desires themselves are actually the chains.
Oh, wow.
Like if you're always seeking the approval of others, you're essentially a slave to their opinions.
That's true.
Or if you're constantly striving for more wealth, you become beholden to your job or the market.
Right. And if you're chasing fame, then you're at the mercy of public perception. So
Exactly.
you're always beholden to something outside of yourself.
Yeah, and so the traditional approach is to try and satisfy each of those desires, hoping that eventually we'll reach some kind of perfect state of happiness.
Yeah, like if I just get this one more thing, then I'll finally be content.
Exactly.
But this idea of the backwards goal is like flipping the script.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of trying to fill up a leaky bucket,
Right.
what if we try to actually fix the leaks?
I like that analogy.
And the article even talks about creating a map of letting go
Oh, interesting.
instead of a dream board.
Huh. So what would be on your map of letting go?
That's a good question.
Like what ambitions or desires do you think you could actually benefit from releasing?
Yeah, that's the essence of setting a backwards goal.
Right. It's like intentionally aiming to reduce those cravings instead of feeding them.
Exactly.
And this makes me think about the idea of the monkey mind,
Oh,
that constant chatter and desire for the next shiny object.
Right. Always wanting more, always looking for the next thing.
Yeah, and the article actually calls it destination addiction.
Oh, interesting.
It's like we're always thinking, I'll be happy when I get that promotion, when I buy that house, when I hit that financial target.
It's like the goalposts keep moving further and further away.
Exactly. And so we never actually arrive at that point of contentment.
Yeah, it's a never-ending cycle.
It is. And what's so interesting is that even when we do achieve those things, there's often a sense of anticlimax.
Oh, absolutely.
Like we finally get to the top of the mountain.
And then what?
And then we're immediately looking for the next mountain to climb.
It's like the satisfaction is fleeting.
Yeah, exactly. And that's that destination addiction.
We're always striving for something more.
Always.
But the backwards goal offers a way to break free from that cycle.
Okay, how?
By focusing on the present moment.
Right.
And cultivating appreciation for what we already have.
Okay.
We interrupt that constant need for more. The article even mentions this personal experience of finding deep joy in just being still.
Oh, wow.
And it's a powerful reminder that contentment isn't something we need to achieve in the future. It's something we can experience right now.
Totally.
It's a matter of allowing ourselves to be present.
I love that.
And speaking of appreciating what we already have,
Yeah.
this reminds me of the green analogy in the article.
Oh, yeah. Can you explain that one?
Okay, so imagine for a second that the only color you've ever seen,
Okay.
and the only color you'll ever see is green.
Oh, right.
At first, that might seem really limiting, right?
Yeah, kind of boring.
Like you're missing out on a whole world of color.
Or yeah, a whole spectrum.
But over time,
Yeah.
you would start to appreciate the incredible variety that exists within that single color. You would notice the subtle differences between the shades.
Oh, okay.
The vibrant lime green, the deep forest green, the more muted olive green.
Right, right.
And you would start to see the beauty in each of those variations.
Yeah, I get it.
So the idea is that by not constantly chasing after every new color, every new experience or desire,
Right.
we can actually start to appreciate the richness and beauty that's already present in our lives.
Yeah, it's like we become more attuned to the subtleties.
Exactly. It's a shift from seeking constant novelty to finding the extraordinary in the ordinary.
I love that.
And that's really what the backwards goal is all about.
Okay, so this all sounds great in theory, but how do we actually put it into practice?
Well, the article outlines some practical steps based on Epictetus's Stoic principles.
Okay, what are they?
The first one is to actually set a backwards goal.
So like make it a conscious intention.
Yeah, like every day, think about what you want to subtract from your life instead of what you want to add.
So it's like a daily practice of letting go.
Yeah.
It's really different from how we usually approach our days.
It is.
You know, it's usually all about productivity and forward momentum.
Right. Got to hustle, got to grind.
Exactly.
But this is about intentionally slowing down and simplifying. Now, the second key practice is what the article calls testing of impressions.
Okay.
Think of it as a mental fact check.
Okay.
So whenever a desire pops up or you find yourself clinging to a belief,
Right.
don't just blindly accept it.
Okay.
Question it.
Like how?
Well, the article suggests asking yourself two questions.
Okay.
First, will this really make me free? And second, am I about to act unjustly or without wisdom in pursuing this?
Wow, those are good questions.
They really force you to examine your motivations.
Yeah, and the potential consequences.
Exactly.
And the third takeaway is about cultivating the ability to let go with grace.
Yeah.
Because you know life is full of change.
It is?
Some of it good, some of it not so good.
Right. You can't control everything.
Exactly. And the Stoic approach isn't about suppressing your emotions when those changes happen. It's about accepting them without bitterness or resistance.
Right.
It's about appreciating what you have while you have it.
Yeah.
And then letting go without clinging when it's gone.
It's a powerful reminder that so much of life is outside of our control.
It is. And that leads us to one of the core principles of Stoicism. The idea that external events in themselves are neither good nor bad.
Okay.
It's our judgment of them and our reaction to them that really matters.
Right. So it's not the event itself that defines it.
It's how we choose to respond.
Exactly. And that's where the concepts of virtue and vice come into play.
Right, because the article emphasizes that in Stoicism, the only true good and bad are our own character and the lack thereof.
That's right.
It's about our virtue and our vices.
It's the fundamental dichotomy of control. So everything else, wealth, reputation, health, even loss.
These are all considered indifferent.
Exactly.
They don't inherently make us a better or worse person.
It's our choices, our actions in response to these things that truly shape our character.
So, like, if you face a setback like losing your job,
Okay.
that event itself isn't inherently bad.
Right.
It's how you choose to respond that determines its impact on you.
Yeah, do you react with anger and resentment
Yeah.
or with resilience and a commitment to acting with wisdom?
Exactly.
It's about choosing virtue even in the face of adversity.
Yep. And the article gives this really great real-life example of this with the story about the tram fine.
Oh, yeah, I remember that one. What happened?
So the speaker is on a tram,
Okay.
and they get a fine for 70 pounds.
Ouch.
Yeah, and of course their initial reaction is annoyance.
Right. Who wouldn't be annoyed?
But then they take a step back,
Yeah.
and they consciously apply this Stoic framework.
How so?
They ask themselves, was I unjust in my actions?
Mm-hmm.
Was I cowardly?
Okay.
Did I act without wisdom or self-control?
Right.
And they realized that the answer to all these questions was no.
So the fine itself, while unpleasant,
Yeah.
didn't actually diminish their character.
Right. It was just an external event.
And indifferent,
Exactly.
and they chose not to let it negatively impact their inner state.
That's such a great example of how to apply these principles to everyday life.
It is. It shows that you can still experience emotions,
Yeah.
but you don't have to let them control you.
Exactly.
You can choose to respond in a way that aligns with your values.
So to kind of sum it all up,
Mm-hmm.
this idea of the backwards goal is really about this daily practice of conscious subtraction,
Right.
letting go of those desires that don't actually serve us.
It's about questioning our impulses,
Yeah.
finding contentment in the present moment.
And prioritizing our inner virtue over external achievements.
It's a radical shift in perspective.
It really is.
And it's closely tied to the Stoic concept of amor fati.
Oh, yeah. What's that again?
It means loving your fate,
Okay.
accepting what life throws at you without resistance.
So it's about making the most of what we have
Exactly.
and letting go of what's taken away.
With grace and acceptance.
And the article even says that the backwards goal almost sums up all of Stoicism.
Yeah, it's a powerful idea.
Because ultimately it's about understanding what we can and cannot control.
Right, what truly matters.
And then aligning our lives accordingly.
It's about focusing on our inner character
Yeah,
rather than chasing external validation.
I love that.
So as you go through your week, I want you to consider this.
Okay.
Is there one desire or goal that you could try to let go of, even if it feels counterintuitive?
Okay.
And ask yourself, has your pursuit of external success actually made you feel more free?
That's a good question.
Maybe by stepping back from that chase,
Yeah.
you might discover more space and clarity in your life.
That's definitely something to think about.
It is.
Yeah.
And as we often find in these deep dives,
Hmm.
sometimes the most profound shifts come from the most unexpected places.
That's so true.
So until next time, keep reflecting, keep learning.
And keep diving deeper.
Absolutely.
See you then.
See you.